Scorpio and cross watchers, welcome. So remember, this is a general reading, so not everything is going to resonate, okay? So with that aside, so on top of learning tarot, I decided to learn how to read dice, playing cards, runes, and dominoes. Okay, so anyways, I already went ahead and did all that before, and then this will be our actual reading. So I'll name those off. What came out, okay? So anyways, that aside, remember that this is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. So take what does, leave what doesn't, and switch things around if they need to be switched around. All right. So for the my nose is stuffy. Anyways, enough about me. So the dice total was 6. Okay, so there was 2 1s and a 4. For those of you who care about numerology. Okay, and the domino was also 1 1. So a lot of 1s here today. Generally I would say 1s are about, new beginnings, okay? So, some of you, I feel like, have a new beginning, all right? So the dice total 6. I also have flashcards, so because I don't have these memorized yet. So, so some of you might have some misfortune or loss, okay? Others of you, a friend may be asking for a favor. All right, and then for the domino, harmony and affection are predicted. Okay, so, like I said, I feel like that goes with kind of like the new beginning, in the beginning of something, things are usually, kind of like that honeymoon phase, that, relaxation and stuff. So, I feel like you're going to have that period of peaceful and harmony, okay? It also means don't postpone an important decision, okay? So, if there's a decision that you need to make right now, don't take your time making it, okay? Excuse me. I was like, what is that word? Okay, and then the rune, it's about joy, success, peace, pleasure, and fellowship, okay? I don't know if you can see, but it's going to be backwards, you see? Or for you, it's going to be backwards. So, again, so there's this, I feel like, because, like I said, because for the dice, though, I mean, the dice is about, misfortune and loss. But I feel like for some of you, you probably did go through something negative, okay? But like I said, for a lot of you, I feel like there's going to be that new beginning afterwards. And then this is my learner one. Because this was an old playing card deck, so I didn't really care to write on it. So I just thought that would be easier to help me memorize too. And I also realized learning to read playing cards, at first I found it difficult because there's so many different ways to read cards. So I kind of just went with whatever meaning felt right to me, okay? So for me, the 5 of Hearts, it's about, having a change of heart or about the change of heart, or letting go of your restless mind, okay? Like I said, or in here earlier, so with the domino, some of you guys do have an important decision to make now. A lot of times our emotions get in the way of making decisions, and I feel like that's the case here for some of you. So I'm just gonna give you a little advice, personal advice. It's up to you if you want to take it or not. When it comes to matters of the heart, or when your mind and your heart are telling you 2 different things, okay, it's always best, especially when it comes to emotional decisions, go with what your intuition is telling you, go with what your mind is telling you, okay? Because our heart will get us in trouble if we always listen and follow our heart, okay? And that's because, like for example, and this probably is not even your situation, but like I said, just an example. So, like, a lot of people, especially in modern time 2020, find ourselves, and I've been guilty of it, I've done it so many times, never again. I finally learned my lesson. I'm high standards. So if anybody ever gets interested in me, just know I do have standards. um, but I think it also comes with self-respect. But anyways, another topic, another time. But the point is like we get in these toxic relationships. We get with somebody who's controlling, we get with somebody who's abusive. Now, abuse. There's so many different types of abuse, and some people can argue, oh, that's no big deal, don't listen to them, that's garbage, okay? Yeah, no. So there's sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, psychological abuse. There's just so much abuse, and and believe it or not, I don't know why I feel the need to say this, but I do feel the need to say it, so I'm going to say it. This may be hard to hear, but there is a thing called date rape. So I'm just going to, quick and say what I'm going to say quickly. Sometimes when you're in a relationship with somebody, they get the sense that they own you. And that is obviously not okay, but some people do become possessive of the person they're with, okay? They feel like they are entitled to, okay? So I've noticed that some people don't see the problem with date rape, because it's like, oh, well, you guys are together, so what's the big deal? Like, just because you're together does not give that person the right to violate you. No means no, whether you're with the person or not. Plain and simple. So anyways, I know I got way off topic, I ramble sometimes. So the point is that we end up in these toxic relationships, and it doesn't have to be something that extreme. I kind of just like I said, I just felt the need to explain a little bit. But anyways, it doesn't have to be that extreme though. But the point is that sometimes we don't see that in people. Like, there could be like little red flags, in the beginning, and then like bam, you know what I mean? Because it does take like 3 to 6 months to really get to know a person. Because a person, because people can appear like this in society. People can appear to be like this this perfect person, okay, but behind closed doors, they're really not. And sometimes people don't show them true selves. Like, they only show their true selves either to just their friends, or just their partner, or just a family member, you know what I mean? Because we are different when we're around different people. Like, when we're in public, we act a certain way. When we are with our friends, we act another way. When we're with our other person, we act another way. When we're with our family, we act another way. So, you know what I mean? So it's so easy, to get caught up in this deception, especially when you meet somebody for the first time. Okay, people don't always show their true selves, their true colors, but over time they do tend to do that. So it's like when it comes out, like, oh, this person's a piece of crap, other people are just like, I don't see that. But just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not true. Sorry, I rambled again. I just get triggered when it comes to stuff like this. So if I get on a topic that triggers me, I'll ramble on about it. But the point is like, when we get into any kind of relationship with a person, even if it's just like a mild acquaintance, people tend to, care about people. They see the good in people. We see a side to them that we're attracted to. And like I said, for some of you, this doesn't have to be a romantic situation. It's just so easy for me to use it as an example because romantic situations, when it comes to loving somebody, caring about somebody, anybody really, we make ourselves vulnerable because it's like we don't want to disappoint that person. We don't want to abandon that person. Sometimes we feel obligated to help somebody, So in the midst of that, because of how much love and care we have for that person, we also allow that hurt, that pain, and then when somebody does hurt us, we tell ourselves, oh, I'm not going to do it again just because they said they're sorry. Sorry, I'm getting out of breath. But you know what I mean? So I feel like when it comes to whatever decision this is that you need to make, even if it's not that extreme as to what I was explaining, the point is that our heart does get us into trouble. And it might not seem like a big deal now, and then later on down the road, it will be. You know what I mean? So it's like if something is ticking at you, if something doesn't seem right to you, listen to that. Do not ignore it. I feel like, so whether you believe in God or not, there is good in the world, there is evil in the world. Right now, evil is taking over, but I won't get into that right now either. I'm so triggered. But the point is like, we feel that way for a reason. Our soul, our spirit, the universe is trying to tell us something, and we need to listen to it. But like I said, the matters of the heart really do get us in trouble. So and oh my goodness, I know. So it's really important to listen to your mind, listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, okay? And I know it's always hard to do, and for me, it took practice. It really did, because I've done it. I've been guilty of it. Especially the last relationship I was in, like I was, how do I explain that? Like I became aware, I saw the red flags, but even though I knew better, I wanted to see how it played out, and it just ended up in this huge mess of a disaster. And I'm just like, I knew I should have just walked away, I would have saved myself all this heartache and trouble. But nope, I was being stubborn, and I was like, well, maybe I can get through this person, or maybe I'm just, whatever, but no. So, your intuition, your gut feelings, your spirit, if you feel, and then a lot of times too, we will know exactly what we want and what we want to go through, but we always have that and then we always want other people's approval too. No, you need to do what is best for you. Don't let anybody influence you. Don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. And I think that's another problem that's wrong with this world, is that we let the Hollywood influence us. We let other people influence us and push all this stuff onto us, and then we accept it as, a normal thing when it's not. It's not okay. And I think that's also why the world is going dark, because people are allowing the government to take over, allowing the government to take away our rights, allowing Hollywood to push their agenda. And then those who feed into that and give into that influence those in society also. You're wrong for not being like everybody else, and all that stuff. So you just need to tune all that out, but I won't get into that. So anyways, let's get started on your reading. I really, really did ramble this time. I get triggered though. I just get so triggered. Okay. I know it seems like I'm shuffling a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, let's see what's going on. So yeah, so some of you, like I said, you're in your thoughts right now. You're really thinking about, things, reflecting, thinking about what you want, thinking about what you need to do. Oh, I forgot to clear this out. So some of you guys are dealing with a heartbreak. Okay? So for some of you guys, this is romantic. But like it doesn't have to be romantic though, okay? We can get our heart broken by anybody. So, but for a lot of you, I feel like this is a romantic situation, okay? So, there is heartbreak here, there is pain here, heartbroken type pain. For some of you, this could have been even a third party situation. Whatever the case may be, it's heartbreak, yeah. So, a relationship. So the world upright, it is about something coming to completion. There is an ending here. Even though it's not, I don't really ever hear the word ending with this, but that is what it is. Something has completed, a cycle has ended. This chapter is now closed. So I feel like, so either it is closing or the universe is trying to help you close it. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's up to you. You have to make that final decision and say, hey, this is not working for me. This is not okay. This is not right for me. I need to allow this to end, okay? Because a lot of times when something tries, I'm not going to ramble. Sometimes when something tries to end, it like triggers us. It's like, I don't want to lose this. This is, that too. Sometimes things, especially if you are raised in a dysfunctional environment, you're most likely to be drawn to that as, you're older, because that is your comfort zone. So for some of you, it could be that it's your comfort zone. You feel comfortable. You feel, secure, even if it's like super ugly and toxic, it's your environment that you're used to, you know what I mean? So some of you, you might feel the need to, chase after, not, let something go. But I feel like, that's just for very few of you, but I just mean like, we do tend to be that way sometimes, especially when we're young and immature, okay? So, in the past associated with this, I feel like, so some of you, I do get the sense that this is a repeat, okay? Because here you are in the past, releasing a burden, letting it go, but yet you ended up back in this cycle, okay? Now, I know I say this a lot, so I'm just going to make this one super short too. So when it comes to reconciling with somebody, in order for reconciliation to work, you both have to change. Leave the past in the past and not bring it back into. And you both have to be willing to sacrifice, and you both have to be willing to compromise. Okay, that is very important. So yeah, right now you're very, I don't want to say upset necessarily. Some of you, I do get the sense you're very upset and angry, but not just at the situation, but with yourself. You regret going back into this, because I see that for some of you, this is a repeat, okay? Whether it's a repeat pattern, it's like this, and I've been guilty of it too. It's like going into a similar situation, different people, but expecting a different outcome. So if the situation is the same, even if emotion levels are different, and the people are not the same as before, it's gonna have the same outcome. And I've been there, no judgment. I've been guilty of that. So, there is so much pain right now. There's this deep heartache, despair type pain, okay? But, I feel like, you're somebody who, okay, so if you need to put in the work, whether it's in yourself or, I feel like some of you guys are doing well work-wise, or, whether it's like your actual job, working on a side project, or, whatever the case may be, I get the sense that, you are a hard worker. Whether it's, whatever the case may be for that. Like, I'm getting, like, sense multiple things from that. Oh my goodness, I have to sneeze. But it's the type of sneeze that doesn't want to come out. So it's like your nose is that weird sensation. Oh my gosh. So, I feel like, yeah, so, but you want to be free. You don't want to be in this cycle anymore. Okay? So, but not wanting to be in this cycle anymore, just wanting it is not enough. You have to work towards it. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in this repetitive cycle. Like, I was guilty of that. My upbringing wasn't the best. I grew up around in a dysfunctional environment. So, as I got older, I ended up in all these dysfunctional relationships and stuff. And, I always hated that. Like, I always wanted better. I always did want better. I wanted, to be free. I wanted better. But I didn't have anybody there to teach me better or how to recognize better or how to go for better. And I also realized, it's also of how we see ourselves. So we attract how we see ourselves. I never saw myself, how to explain that? But anyways, sometimes the person that we're with reflects how we think of us too. So, wanting better isn't enough. You actually have to work towards better, okay? And if you're somebody who, looks down on yourself and thinks little of yourself, those are the type of people you're going to attract because you don't think you deserve better. So if you're one of those people, I suggest before continuing in a relationship or even getting involved in a new relationship that you do some self-healing, whether it's, speaking to somebody you trust, meditation, find yourself spiritually, what was I thinking? Seeking a counselor, psychologist, whatever the case may be, you definitely do need self-healing before you can get involved with somebody else. And even if you're craving that love and that attention, that, what's that word? What is that word? I hate it when that happens to me. It happens to me a lot. But you know what I mean. So, you crave that affection. There we go. And you crave that affection, that love, and that attention, and it's hard to wait for that. I get it. Like I said, I've been there. But you really need to self-heal. You really need to see your self-worth and know that you deserve so much better. Okay? Yeah, so, you guys, like I said, you're hoping for happiness. You want that happiness, but don't just want it. Don't just hope for it. Make it happen. Whether, and that will happen once you cut out toxicity, and that's very hard. Like for me, like I said, I grew up in a dysfunctional environment. So, right now, I have nothing to do with my biological family. I have nothing to do with them. They are not part of my life, and that was very hard at first because I'm somebody who takes loss pretty hard. I always try to hold on to relationships even if they were dysfunctional or just caused me to self-doubt and stuff like that. So it was really hard and it was really lonely, but now after everything I've been through and, as I've gotten older, I realize, I can't let people who don't love me or care about me in my life, even if, I want that bond with them, even if I want that relationship with them, I have to accept that I will not have that. And I think that was also part of the struggle too, is not accepting things for what they were. Like even though I realized it and saw it and felt it deep down, I just, when things aren't right. And I like I said, I just, but so like I was saying, I can totally relate to this. So, like I said, you don't just want it, you have to work towards it. And if you have to cut those people off, cut those ties. And like I said, I've been there. It's so difficult to do, it's so hard to do, and it's painful. But you know what? That is just the first step, because then you can heal after that, because your acceptance. And by accepting it, you can move on in your life. Like, what is your life going to be now? You know what I mean? So the only times I get triggered is birthdays and holidays now, and it's just like, I wish I had that, family. I wish I had that, deep connection, you know what I mean? But anyways, so the pages are messenger cards, okay? And this is fire energy. So this is somebody could be coming towards you to tell you so somebody could be coming towards you, to deliver a message to you, okay? So I feel like somebody has important information or something important to tell you. For others of you, somebody who you're not speaking to could be reaching out, okay? But like I said, be very careful about that. So, with fire energy, this is, energetic, playful, sometimes passionate, okay? So be careful about this messenger. Okay, so I'm so sorry if I rambled too much earlier. Excuse me. But yes, but like I said to you, like, I feel like, especially because I feel like a lot of you are on the verge of like a, spiritual breakthrough, meaning I feel like you're going to choose yourself. You really are. You're going to choose yourself and heal and stuff, because like I said, with these cards, so with the dice one, misfortune and loss, was one of the things that were listed. So I feel like, sometimes we have to lose something or somebody to get not to necessarily to get ahead, but to heal, to move forward. But if you choose yourself and you choose to leave toxicity behind, and when I talk about toxicity, negativity, it can be anything from mild to extreme. It doesn't always have to be something extreme or super noticeable, okay? So, if you choose yourself and you choose your own healing and to focus on you, you will have that peace. You will have that joy. You will experience that harmony. You will feel so relieved. You will have this huge burden like you did in the past. Okay, releasing those burdens, okay? But just be careful of that. So when you are self-healing and stuff, you have to make sure you don't repeat the same patterns. Don't go into situations that you've been through before, okay? You need something new, something better. So, if you need to compare a person to a past person that you absolutely hated and see if there's a connection, because I feel like they'll have the same traits if they're bad, you know what I mean, or not like bad, but you know what I mean. So if they because people can trigger things in us, what I mean, like you meet somebody and they just remind you so much of somebody you already know, just because of how they act, how they talk, maybe the way they dress, so that's what I mean. So if you see a toxic person inside of, I mean like the bad traits though, not like the good traits. I mean, I don't know. I think I confused you, or I confused myself. But yeah, so anyway, so just be careful in the choices that you make, okay? And really use your mind over your heart and really choose yourself, and because you'll be better off for it. And I really do get the strong sense that a lot of you guys are just, you feel done. And sometimes it takes us to that breaking point before we, finally make that choice, like when things get really bad. So anyways, I really do hope for the best for you guys, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sorry if I rambled too much. I get triggered. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Where did my notebook go? Oh, here it is. Because I didn't want to forget, because sometimes I always like get like so lost at the end. Okay, yeah, so please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any questions about today's reading, you can email me or text me. Okay, but to text me you have to be 18 years or older, just because I don't feel comfortable texting somebody who's underage, even if it's in a professional fashion. Okay. Also, I am on other platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Wattpad. So that is also down below, okay? And I did just create a website, but it's a work in progress. So if you want to check it out already, you can. All right, it's gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be working on it a lot. So okay, so that is all I have for you guys. So thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.